1 p.m. Eastern next up, New England Patriots 4-4, 3-0 on the road at Carolina Panthers 4-4, 2-2 at home at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, 60 Fahrenheit, sunny, 7 miles per hour. This Patriot offense is very interesting, and I haven't figured them out yet, and they are improving. 253.5 yards through the air a game, 101.1 on the ground. They seem well-rounded. Defensively, they allow 240.1 yards through the air and 112.8 on the ground. Carolina, offensively, 214 yards through the air, 114.5 on the ground. I think we should probably put a line through those statistics because there's with McCaffrey and without McCaffrey, and we're expecting McCaffrey back. Defensively, they allow 188.9 through the air and 106.8 through the ground, and they're just better than we're now in our second season of watching this defense be better than we expected them to be. Let's take a look at the market first here in this spot. We have New England opening up as 4-point favorites. That's moved to 3.5, and now is moved to 3 at some books. Is it really 3? I'm going to double check. I think they're wrong on these. Let me just double check this quickly. No, that's wrong. So it's either 3.5 or 4. 3.5 or 4 right now. This total opened up at 40.5, and it's these numbers are all over the place. They can't be all off like that, can they? It's at 41. I think that this Bodog line is stale, so I think 41. Mr. Funmonk says Stephon Gilmore playing against his old team. Viper MB says Carolina's 5-0 against spread in the last 5 games when playing in New England. And I love Viper's stats, and he helps us enormously as we go through these games. Brady says, finally a game I like. I bet the Pats -2.5. The Pats are rolling right now, coming off an impressive 27-24 win at the Chargers on Sunday. Maybe we need a little levity after that whole rug situation. My dad raised me to hate Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leaf fans because they would come to Vancouver and they would cheer. We'd be outnumbered, and he would just mutter under his breath. And that's happening now at SoFi. So there was Patriot fans and my dad's like, it's okay when the Chargers are winning, but the Patriots were winning. So he would ask everybody cheering for the Patriots, and he'd say to his girlfriend, he'd say, let me ask this fucking Yahoo. Let me ask this Yahoo. What part of Massachusetts are you from? And that's what he would ask each. Oh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Jesus. That's a thing of beauty.
You're going to mention the Canucks.
Sure. No, that's a thing of beauty. But so he would say that to everybody. And my dad's girlfriend told me that he almost got punched out 2 times. And he would keep saying, let's ask this fucking Yahoo. Why don't we ask this Yahoo? What part of Massachusetts are you from? Okay.
It was Trevor Linden, Jose. It was Trevor Linden.
Yeah, Captain Canuck. Mac Jones, 18 for 35 for 218 yards, no touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jones had completed 70.4% of his passes through the first 7 games. And then he didn't look very good through most of the game, but when it counted, he was 4 for 4 for 43 yards on a 14-play drive in the fourth quarter that took up nearly 7 minutes. 8 different receivers caught passes, led by Aguilar with 3 passes for 60 yards. Damian Harris ran 23 times for 80 yards in the touchdown. Their defense was excellent. Adrian Phillips had 2 interceptions, returning 1 for a TD. The Pats, as a team, had 3 sacks and 6 quarterback hits. Herbert was on pace for a career-low game before that meaningless drive that cost me the under with 40 seconds remaining. Quarterback Sean Wade and left linebacker Brandon King inactive last week. List is questionable this week. This team is getting better and better and better. Oh, God, Jose. Jesus. Who is that? Never heard of him in my life. Do you not listen to my shows? Jesus.
Wow. He's like 10 years old, for God's sake.
That just makes me angry. Carolina bounced back from an ugly 25-3 loss. Of course he'll play. It's Game 7. He's going to play. Jesus. I can and then Jose would have no idea what I was talking about. Carolina bounced back from an ugly 25-3 loss to the Giants last week to win their first game of the season without Christian McCaffrey. Darnold, 13-24 for 129 yards, but he played safe. He's clearly in his head. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and he had to do I like when he leaves the pocket from a fan standpoint, but if I was his coach, I wouldn't like it. 8 carries for 66 yards, gets knocked out in concussion protocol. Rule said that he doesn't know how much time that he's going to miss. He says if he's out long term, we'll probably have to go find someone who can play with PJ. Is that a sign that he's going to play this week? I don't know. Matt Rule said that he expects McCaffrey to practice Wednesday. DJ Moore caught 4 passes for 59 yards. Robbie Anderson was invisible as he's been all year. We thought there was a connect with him and Darnold in coming into this year. It hasn't shown, but I love that Anderson got knocked out. Well, not out, but got hit extremely hard by Eric Harris and then came back to play, even though that was his only target in the game. I think that showed a lot of heart that he came back and got into the lineup. Carolina rushed for 203 yards. I didn't take the Chuba Hubbard prop because I'm trying to stay away from props, but it was clearly the right move. Panthers D swarmed Matt Ryan all game long, held him to one of his worst career games, sacked him 3 times, hit him 9 times. Now they have Stephon Gilmore out there. He got an interception in his first game back. Shaq Thompson also an interception. Held Matt Ryan to 146 passing yards. Carolina's defense totally stuffed the Falcons. The Falcons had 213 yards of offense. So how do you bang this out? Because the Patriots are a quickly improving team. But how good is this Carolina Panthers defense, Bebsie? Take it away, New England, 4-point favorites or 3.5 right now.
Look, this Carolina defense is the only reason I'm not jumping all over New England right now, especially with Stephon Gilmore being back. But I think my look here is going to be this. When they announce that Christian McCaffrey is playing, I expect some money to come in on the Panthers. And if that line moves, I just hate the 4. I don't know if we'll get a full point shift here, but if you could get down to a 3, if enough came in on the Panthers, do we think that's possible? Because I like, talking about the Carolina Panthers defense, but what is the New England Patriots defense going to do? Like if Darnold's in, which it doesn't sound like he's going to be, but if he is, Bill Belichick is going to do exactly what he did when he was on the Jets. Darnold's going to be seeing ghosts. Judon is maybe the most incredible defensive player that nobody talks about. And so this New England defense is very good as well. It sucks that it's a 4. I don't know if Walker is better than Darnold right now. And that's not a knock on either of them, or it's a knock on both of them. I need to know who's playing and who's not playing. And, of course, we care about CMC, Dennis Garcia. He's electric when he's in the game. He's just been injured a bunch. What do you mean we still care about him?
Oh, brother.
He's a fantastic player. What do you mean, oh, brother?
I love that so much. So Birdie, Don Max is so glad I got this at 3. Birdie got this at -2.5. Is this a very underappreciated Panthers defense? And will this line move when McCaffrey is involved? I get there's so many moving parts to this here. What do you think of this total? I mean, this total is sitting at 41. So low.
And I think I would still lean under because I think both of these defenses are good enough to stymie the other offense. Now, I have a little more faith in New England's offense because of the fact that Mac Jones is not being asked to do much. And there's all these pundits saying, let him loose. I don't think they should because he's doing fine. Look, we all know he can throw a deep ball. But to who? To Aguilar? Also, then he's going to be hanging onto the ball longer than he is. Then he might start getting hit. He might start getting shook. One of the best things that Mac Jones has going for him right now is he's not getting hit very much. He's getting the ball out quickly, and they're functioning. You're trying to tell me Bill Belichick doesn't know what he's doing with a young quarterback who maybe doesn't have all the physical tools that some of these other young quarterbacks do? Look at Tom Brady early in his career. Nothing was asked of Tom except to not fuck up. They're doing the exact same thing with Mac Jones.
I need to. Yeah, I think more information needs to come in. I can understand why the Patriots backers are confident getting it at 2.5 and at 3. I can completely understand.
If it was 2.5 or 3 right now, I'd be all over the Patriots. And kudos to the gents in the chat who got that. I would love that right now. I hate the 4.
Brady says if CMC plays, this total will climb. If you like the overbetted now, if you want the underweight, that's well put. But if Walker is at quarterback, I'm not going to sit here and want the over unless I'm expecting a pick 6. So if Walker is starting at quarterback, do you think Walker can get do you really think that Walker and Darnold are close to even? I know that you inferred that you didn't, but do you want to expand on that a little more? Like if Walker is the quarterback, if it's Walker and McCaffrey are in the lineup for the Panthers, what do you think of this total at 41?
I think right now there's an odd love affair with PJ Walker, but when push comes to shove, he hasn't played good football. Big Ragu just posted 1 TD to 5 INTs. That's not bad. As bad as Sam Darnold as he's bad. And they're both mobile guys. You know, Sam's an underrated runner. He's very good when he lets loose. And I agree with you, Jimmy. I wouldn't put him out running that often because, look, guys, he's a bigger guy. He's not a huge guy. He's not Josh Allen. He's not going to be able to take the hits that Josh Allen can. So, but yeah, I think absolutely there's this. I think because of PJ Walker's story, you want him to be better than he is, and I just don't think he is.
All right, yeah, I think you nailed it with great job for those of you that got the Patriots -2.5 or -3. This is going to take more study at this point. And Birdie says, I will be betting the over after the show. I will put that note here. Over Birdie.